Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Phillip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3.
Welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party. I'm Phillip Gilfus, and I'm joined, as always, by my favorite crew. Guys, I'm here to let you out of your long torture. It's time to take over again. Darren Moser and Daniel Prue. How are you guys doing?
I still don't believe in the no-win scenario, so I say I'm all on board.
I wish we had like a shorthand for that, like a two-word thing.
Maybe the name of a ship, Baran. That's even one word. That's even better. Wait, no.
Oh, we get to see the Baran.
We do.
That was cool.
And it has 4 nacelles.
It does.
It's like an super early version of the Stargazer. So that was cool. I did actually like that.
So this is, listeners, this is actually a first for City Alpha 3. We are doing a instant reaction Star Trek Discovery analysis. So, of course, we're talking about What's Past is Prologue, 13th episode, lucky 13th episode.
How many do we have left?
Star Trek Discovery. We have 2 more left.
2 left.
Daniel.
Thank you.
Yes, in this season. Some people call it something else, but I don't.
Paragraph.
So you were wrong, Phillip.
I was. Oh, yeah, let's go front. I don't mind doing this on the record. So I was wrong. Yeah. Last week I called what the story would be about. Actually, Darren.
But we just watched the episode. Like, we're recording this on Sunday night, which we don't normally do. So we haven't had time to let it marinate yet.
Darren hasn't watched After Trek yet, so he can tell
I haven't.
us
Oh
what
my
we're
gosh.
actually supposed to think.
You're right.
So.
Oh, I feel bad now that I haven't watched After Trek.
But yeah, so this is fresh, folks. This is some fresh reactions here. But there's a lot of places to start, and it's even hard to organize my thoughts. But let me just try to organize it just a little bit, because it is me. So we have left the Mirror Universe. That's not where we're starting. But we've left the Mirror Universe. We've taken care, hand quotes, of some characters. So I'm just going to do this a little bit by character, if you don't mind. So, well, first let me say, Darren, you were right. Last episode I called this is what the episode's going to be about, and you're like, oh yeah, that does sound much better than my theory. But of course, yours were correct, that it would just be Lorca taking back and fighting the Emperor. So let's talk about the late ? Dun dun dun. Gabriel Lorca. So. Because he's definitely dead, Daniel. He's definitely dead.
Well, no, I mean he is. Like you say that.
But
he's not dead, Daniel.
So
he's not dead
of all
at
the characters to fall and be digitized into the mycelial network as he dies, I mean, I'm just saying.
Did you see Lawnmower Man?
I'm just saying.
No. He is.
Okay, I feel that, yes, he is dead, but I feel that they left the tiniest of windows that you could make a plausibility that his consciousness was sent through the mycelial network, and if for some reason that gets out into another body, into another alternate Lorca, I feel there's a window. I'm not saying they're going to take that window.
Season 2, Daniel. Season 2, Jason Isaacs returns. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, no. What do you mean? Of course he's coming back. We have no idea where regular Lorca is. And this episode confirmed...
That is true.
...that they did a mirror swap. So I absolutely think Jason Isaacs will be back. I think Lorca will be back. But I think we'll finally get good Lorca. And I think that would be great. Darren, I'm very scared of the fact that you just brought this theory forward, because now I think the writers are going to take it and hear it and listen to this terrible idea and make it a reality. He definitely died. He got stabbed through the heart.
He did die.
He was dead before
merely a flesh wound.
He was dead before he was kicked out of the comically placed trap door.
Yeah.
You mean where all the alligators were, and they're like, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Philip is very Bond villain-esque in this whole universe.
We did get a lot of Lorca in space this season, so I guess it's an appropriate way for him to go.
Right. And I don't know. It makes sense. I'm not trying to be like, I love Lorca, even though I did love Lorca. Though this episode, they're like, forget it was all an act, and he's really just bad. Because at first, we had theories about, he was revolting against the Emperor,
right?
Maybe because he wanted to be quote unquote good.
Yeah, he could still be from the Mirror Universe, but not like a complete bad person.
But no, he's worse. He's the same. He's like, your Federation is stupid. Long live the Empire. Long live Terrans. And I was like, I can buy it. I'm not complaining, but I would almost wish, like, is that kind of different from the character we saw? I mean, of course it is different. He's been lying the whole time, but I don't know. I was a little sad. I mean, I'm not sad because he was terrible in this episode. But I'm like, yeah.
So I have one question. So you were saying that they established that they did a mirror universe swap with Lorca. So that means that our Prime Lorca is in the Terran universe somewhere.
He's the one that's been on the lam for the past months or year, however long it's been, I assume.
With Mirror Michael?
With Mirror Michael, who we also haven't seen. There's
okay.
no
I see what
possible
you're
way
saying.
that they leave that behind. There is absolutely no way.
While we were watching the episode, my wife was like, well, where's Prime Lorca? I'm like, presumed dead. She's like, okay, well, where's Mayor Burnham? I'm like, presumed dead.
That is true. That is true. That's got all the earmarks of we will see them again. Maybe season 3.
No,
no. They don't wait that long.
They're not going to wait that long.
That's true.
So anyway, but any I don't know, final thoughts, I say, quotes about Gabe Lorca? I guess I was a little disappointed. I mean, whatever. It was a little more like, ha ha ha. It was old Mr. McGregor from up the street. He's been the villain the entire time. And so in some ways, but again, whatever, he's bad, but I don't know, because I liked him. I really, really liked the mysterious Lorca, and now it's sort of just an easy, but I don't know. I'm struggling with it. On one hand, I want him to be the mysterious dark stranger I knew through episodes 1 through 12, instead of just being like, no, just a villain, cartoon mayor villain. Oh.
I have 2 thoughts. The first is related to his family's fortune cookie empire. Now, is that part of
Misfortune Cookie?
Exactly. Is that part of Mirror Lorca's backstory, or did he just appropriate that when he crossed the universe? I'm actually curious about that. I don't know. I assume he looked at the records of regular Lorca, but
right.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. We're an open society in the Primeverse, Daniel. Anyone can read these files.
And my second question was, what's the deal with? And forgive me because I don't know her name.
Commander Landry.
The security officer that showed up again.
Yes, Commander Landry.
There's no explanation.
The same rank in both universes.
Yep, and they both have the same loyalty and devotion to Lorca. There's essentially, as far as we can tell as an audience, no distinction between these 2 versions of these characters. How did that happen?
Well, this was my struggle, because my theory was, Landry's a mayor, based on
like they both came over.
The preview last episode. Yeah. I was like, Landry's mayor. Well, that makes sense. That's why she's so terrible. Oh, no. Prime Landry was just terrible.
And she was heavily... Okay, I would say, yes, she was terrible, but they do establish that... I mean, one of the core things of this series so far is, especially when people are confronted with their mirror selves, especially Michael Burnham, and... I mean, she's not confronted with her mirror self, but you know what I mean? Like, she's very much... drawn into, could I be this person? I mean, is there really... It's because the whole premise of the mirror universe is that it's all nurture. It's all environmental and situational. Like, if you had been in this situation, you would do the same as I. So all I'll say to that is that Landry and Prime Landry probably wasn't the nicest person to begin with, but then influenced by Lorca, he easily tooled her into making the choices that a mirror component would make. That's how I read it. So I think that she wouldn't have been as bad a person if she hadn't been sought out by Mirror Lorca.
I will say about Lorca, I mean, bouncing on what you just said, Darren, I guess they say it a lot, and I don't know, because I'm not trying to be critical of Discovery every single episode. I'm not trying to be. I'm just thinking out loud, folks. Go with me. That it keeps being said, especially in this episode, by Michael, Lorca gets in your head. That I'm like, I really haven't seen it, but I've seen them saying it because in episodes past, we were kind of like, man, Lorca's kind of weird, but like, I remember an episode that we did, Daniel, and I was something like, man, who likes Lorca? And you're like, Michael, because she said it in that episode. Oh, I love Captain Lorca, but I'm like, I don't know why, other than them just saying it, but and maybe that's with Prime Commander Landry. He just recruited her, quote unquote, and she became his number one. I mean, not really, because we use that for every commander. But anyway, you know what I mean. And so I don't know. It was just a little too easy. Everyone to me, was too easily ensorcelled by Lorca, and I never really bought it, why they were doing it, other than the writing said so, but that was just me. I mean, I like Lorca. I think Dark Mysterious Stranger, but as far as, I'm not necessarily doing what he says, I just find him intriguing.
I think that they left it open because I guess I didn't assume that Landry was... The Landry that we knew from the first 2 episodes was regular Landry. She could have been part of the transporter accident, too. And then they could have swapped. And again, that's the thing, that they just give us no information at all. We get Landry in the first episode that's hyper loyal to Lorca for whatever reason, and then we get this Landry who's been presumably in captivity for however long and is also hyper loyal to...
Well, he said 1 year, 227 days.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So anyways, it doesn't really matter because, well, I guess it matters.
She's dead. He's dead.
Well, she's not dead.
Yeah.
Well, one of the versions
she's
of her
dead,
is dead
now. They just blew up the command.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
She is
so
dead.
she be dead.
Everyone's dead. They
Everyone
all
is
died.
dead. Yeah.
But anyway, so any other final thoughts?
All those
about
extra
Lorca?
Sarus are dead. Their blood is on your hands.
Is this like a Death Star thing where, what about all the innocent contract workers that were still on there? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for Lorca, and I'm sad. I mean, but I'm not. But I am. But I'm not.
Well, we're doing time travel now, so who knows what's going to happen.
Okay, we'll get to it.
I do feel that it is likely that they will have us interact with Prime Lorca at some point. It's a possibility. It's definitely a strong possibility.
Well, let's quickly just go over. Or we go over because we mentioned it. So the old Ion Storm transporter trick, which is fine. I mean, I like.
Which is how they do it in Mirror.
Yeah, and I'm not. That's fine. I'm not. But in Mirror, it was simultaneous. With the for some reason the real Lorca, the Prime Lorca, was beaming during a fight of the Klingons.
Yeah, well, the implication, right, is that Lorca was getting attacked by. I should say Prime Lorca was getting attacked by the Klingons, whereas Mirror Lorca was getting attacked by Georgiou, and that they both happened to be in the same place at the same time. I mean, it's the exact same setup that Mirror was. So
he beams over.
Right,
ends up on Prime Baran.
He's now on the Baran, which is now being blown up by the Klingons.
Which is being fallen apart, right, yeah.
He just finds an escape pod and bye.
Well, he destroys the ship. Remember, that's what he did.
Well, yeah, quote unquote.
Well, it's more likely that was Mirror Lorca who destroyed the ship.
I was going to say more likely, that he cover his tracks, because he's probably going to have a transition period of figuring out where he is. But again, I still don't
buy why he didn't get court-martialed for that. He was sort of I did it. What about it, Starfleet? You going to do something?
We're at war. That's your excuse for everything, Lorca.
But anyway, okay, Lorca's done. Whatever. Moving on. Michael Burnham. She had I don't know. I won't say my opinion. What did you all think of her reaction of basically reaching out to the Emperor and being like, no, I'm with you. Lorca betrayed me. Let's go kick his ass. And, blah, 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 saving the Emperor.
What the heck? That last scene, you set it up because this is tangentially related, but the last scene where the Emperor has a change of heart and is okay with her destroying her ship and dying for her?
Well, because, her reasoning is I have been attacked and thus they're going to win. Or something, I don't know. She's like
she said that they have seen my neck, so I am a dead emperor.
Okay, flimsy upon flimsy,
defeated emperor. I think
flimsy upon flimsy. Then Michael's decision to save her, which I did not see coming, is so terribly stupid. What? That's like trying to jump in front of a bullet to save Hitler. Why are you doing that? Why are you trying to save this lady? She's
because it's Georgiou and she has issues.
Oh, God, I can't stand that.
Yeah. See, that was my thing when I was questioning the whole episode. Again, where is Vulcan Burnham? Because she's, other than trying to do the Vulcan nerf pitch today.
She gone.
I know, and I don't get that. They've just dropped that characterization 100%. She's just, I don't get it. But anyway.
I'm so over Michael's parents' issues. It's terrible because now this episode was Lorca versus Georgiou, and next episode is now going to be Georgiou versus Sarek. And it's why are we doing this every episode? They're making a case that being adopted is the most psychologically harmful thing that you can do to a child, apparently, and it's not compelling. I don't. This sort of stuff I don't care about, especially when the weird creepy territory they went into with Lorca. He was oh, I can't divulge pillow talk, and like,
yeah, when he
Well,
said
he was just
that,
being
I'm like, dear Lord,
mind stabby with that.
Yeah,
but
I know.
you know, mind effy with
It's
that.
weird.
But then in the part where she's like, "You're just gonna have my mind, just so we're clear." And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But I guess I'm with you, Daniel. And again, I get her Giorgio issues, but not to this extent. Where she's like, "No, I'll help you," because two things are going on. One, she feels loyalty to Emperor Giorgio. I don't know why, but okay, exaggerated mommy issues.
because she still blames herself for her death.
But that's not, yeah.
But-
But anyway, but number two, she's like, "Oh, Lorca." I mean, she didn't say these words exactly, but Lorca betrayed me. Oh, that's so terrible. I hate him. But I'm like, yeah, but whatever. You're not your universe, not your problem. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not being very Starfleet. But I'm like, okay, but he's here now. You go, whatever. I don't
And
feel
she
like we
also
need to
seemed
hunt
a
and
little
kill him.
surprised that the Emperor stabbed Lorca. Like, what did you expect was going to happen? I'm going to spare you. No, you're dead.
You mean the
Lorca's
part
dead.
where you knocked out the Emperor right behind him?
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, and he backs up to where she's. Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
She's gonna stab him at any second here. But anyway,
Next to the
sorry, I don't want to
giant
be.
sword
I don't want to be
she
a
has.
know-it-all fan base writer. Check Twitter.
Is that what they said? Oh boy.
He said
That's
that this
funny.
morning. Yeah. Anyway, as long as we're not bitter. But anyway, hey, I was wrong. I will say that on the record. But let's not call your fan base out. So, but I just don't understand where Michael joined with Giorgio, because she's a terrible person. Yeah. This Emperor has killed many, many, many people. Many people.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And now, true, she also knows that she's going to die because she knows the plan of the Discovery.
Which
So-
again, one reason I don't even think Giorgio would have went along with this thing at all to begin with. Like, this is, oh god, the motivations there at the end are so dumb
true.
and murky and like half thought up. I just don't get it.
So does the Emperor know that that's their plan to blow up her ship?
Yes.
I know the part where Michael's like,
That's true, because
yes,
she
involves.
knows why they have to lower the defense
Yeah.
shield.
Well, first I thought like Michael's like, it involves lowering the shield. I'm like, I thought she was gonna like make something up, like lowering the shield because we have to do this
So
thing.
they can beam me away. That's the only
and
reason.
destroy your ship.
Oh, and then jumps in there to have her beam on the
Star
ship.
Trek 4 style.
And
Yep.
why?
Yep.
Why?
Maybe she's going to become a biologist, and she has so much to catch up
Like,
on
exactly,
in
like,
the Prime Universe.
Best case scenario, like I assume there's going to be books and books on Starfleet law written about this, but best case scenario, this woman is spending the rest of her life, in New Zealand or wherever.
No, she's going to become Specialist Giorgio because she's not going to have a rank, and she's going to help them win the war with her her backhanded tactics.
Yes, and I'm sure that her tactics will just be about weapons and how to attack, and in no way cross a moral line that she will then have to be pulled back from, causing Michael to have to make a choice. Did I spoil next episode?
Yeah, or the next
Two
three
episodes in. 2 episodes, yeah.
2, yeah. So anyway, so that's Michael. Let's just talk about the Discovery crew, and we'll do cleanup here. But the Discovery crew. So we get.
Yay!
I thought and then whatever, teasers can lie. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. But the teaser, no, I'm not being serious. That's fine. Teasers can lie. That's what they do. But the teaser last week was like, oh, Saru's gonna stand up and be a captain, which I mean he did, but that was 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of it, but I thought I was expecting a little bit more. But it's like, oh, Saru stands up, gives the rousing speech.
Right.
Okay, I mean that's fine.
He was.
okay.
I mean, but he's kind of been. I mean, again, it's been focusing on Michael and all those people for a long time. So we've only gotten bits of Saru, but I felt that he has progressed over the last.
We got
4
bits
episodes.
of Saru last episode,
jeez.
Darren. Oh, sorry.
Jeez. But no, I do feel that they have progressed him over the last 4 episodes. That I can totally see him. I would not be surprised if he stayed the captain of the Discovery. I mean, especially since the Federation's hard up for good captains nowadays.
Remember the time where he betrayed the crew, where he wanted to stay on the planet?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he was being. We talked about that, and he was being influenced.
Was he?
Yeah, it's
Was he
murky.
being influenced?
It's murky. I will agree though, Darren, that I liked. That was probably my favorite part of this. Was like the bit parts of the Discovery crew members and teaming up and doing Starfleet sciencey things. Like that was cool.
There was lots of techno-babble in this one. That's not a criticism. I'm fine with that.
Too bad. I mean, there was a lot of explanation, but it didn't feel too techno-babble-ish. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel like every third word was a made-up word.
I just feel like Anthony Rapp, you're now in Star Trek now.
Yeah,
He's so in
this episode.
Yeah.
And he should not. I'm kind of split on it because, again, I think this whole mycelial network foundation for this entire Discovery thing is really flimsy and stupid and makes no sense in the timeline sort of thing.
We'll get to timeline.
But on the other hand, it sets up the cool action piece at the end where they go from warp drive to spore drive, which I kind of thought was pretty neat. That was visually
and then
interesting.
flew through the thing and fired forward and that last sequence was pretty cool. And then I was
all like, then
they were sliding their way,
and then the TARDIS flew by.
It was. Now I need someone to make a meme where you have Bill and Ted surfing through.
That was my second one I was thinking of.
With their phone booth. Yeah, because it looks very similar to the Circuits of Time or whatever they call it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice. It was, of course, interesting to see Mare. I'm sorry, I don't know the crew member's name. I apologize. But the black female, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. I know
they did pronounce it, but I would have to watch it again to.
Yeah, and I apologize. But anyway, we sort of her Mare version was one of the Emperor's, lieutenants.
Man, and when they shoot people, they go for like disintegrate. That's like the default setting.
Okay, nitpick time. There's a scene.
That's what this whole podcast is.
There's one of the characters when they're busting into the throne room. I can't remember who it was. Maybe Giorgio. Shoots a character through the chin, up through their head.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That's
not how phasers work, right? It's been pretty established it's not how phasers work. If it's on disintegration, it's just going to disintegrate them. If it's set to stun, it's just going to stun them. They're not like bullets. They don't go through people.
I don't think they have a stun setting in this universe.
It's possible.
It's kill, lightly kill.
Yeah, kill or vaporize.
I did like the hallway scene where like she had the force field and the little autoguns came out. Like that was, it's like, okay.
I was picturing, for a second, you know what I was picturing? Resident Evil. I thought like the screen was going to go towards them and then spiral and chop their faces off.
Lasers,
because also
it was a one-way shield too.
Yeah, but it was very Bond-esque of like, I'm going to kill them myself. It's like, no, Emperor, you stay in your bunker and you send the underlings to kill them. That is what you do if you want to live.
For a second, I was worried about like she steps out all by herself. I'm like, no, that's the stupid. And then everyone comes behind her. I'm like, okay, next time wait for them.
It's still pretty stupid.
I shouldn't say that. I was going to make a Force Awakens joke, but it might be a little too soon.
So, because I don't know. Let's go ahead and talk about Giorgio, just a little bit.
Hang on, can I say one thing? Just because it made me think of it when you mentioned.
Sure.
We get Jeffrey's tubes for the first time.
That's true.
On Discovery in this episode. Another little
evil Jeffrey's tubes.
Evil Jeffrey's tubes, yeah.
No, Jeffrey's tube. They all have goatees. But anyway, Giorgio, we talked about her, but watching this episode, I'm like, because I'm not that I forget that I'm watching Michelle Yeoh, but I'm like. Oh, yeah, Michelle Yeoh, yeah, does her own stunts. That's why she's in this thing, just a fight scene for a good, 5 minutes. I'm like, that's right, she is, that's who she is.
Can't you kick above your head, Philip?
I can't. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. So, Giorgio's in the Prime-verse now.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, so.
And although I can't quite see why she's mad, because she's like, what have you done? And it's like, what did you again?
Well,
did you not expect your ship to go boom boom?
Die. She wants to die with honor, not saved to go to the Sissy-verse.
I guess I don't know. The motivations are silly and dumb there. I think it's.
Are we assuming that Phillip and L'Rell are going to be in opposite cells and they'll be able to converse? Because that would be a bad idea. Don't put them in the same cell area. Just saying, because
Philippa would never work with L'Rell, right?
Evil Emperor of the Terran universe.
Evil trumps species.
She'll always work with whoever. So now Stamets. Let's talk Stamets. So
which I did like that twist of like, actually I don't like Poety, and then they just shoot him, and it's like yes.
Of course, I was like, "Oh, oh, sorry, evil Stamets. I'm sorry. Why am I sad that he died? I shouldn't be sad, though, because he felt very I don't know what's the right word. He goes where the wind's blowing, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'll help you out, gee willikers. He's sort of like the nerd.
He's loyal to whoever's in power.
He had his own personal duck blind.
That was kind of cool. It didn't really work, but
right.
Now that you bring up Stamets, remember, guys, the writers of just a few episodes ago told us that we are totally have no reason to be upset about the doctor's death,
Culber.
and it's been totally justified now because he came back in a few flashbacks. So totally
and help
worth
them
killing
get
him all.
home. Well,
Yeah.
I had a theory, which I think I stated before you came on, Daniel. I thought they were totally setting it up for they get back to the Prime Universe, but it's not like, imagine the Prime Universe as we know it as the beginning of Discovery is Universe 1. But they get back to like Universe 2. So it's like almost identical except for the Doctor's not dead. You know what I mean? It's like one, like if you go like a fractured of difference throughout, the multiverse, this is the one that's almost closest enough to Prime Universe, but it's just different enough that the Doctor's not alive. That's what I thought they were going.
When
Not
they,
the whole
I
9 months into the future.
I know you guys were joking, but for a second, because I'm watching this live, I'm like, oh, anything can happen at this point. I seriously thought they were going to pop out in the TOS universe.
See,
Smooth
I was like, man, when he said, Stamets says, he's like, more or less, we'll get to the right spot. And I'm like, okay, there's going to be some universe shenanigans or time shenanigans, or they're going to pull like a real crazy twist and go into like TNG era or something like that. Like I'm like that would be really awesome to do something crazy like that.
That would be awesome, actually.
But they didn't. They went with the kind of the easier thing.
And
but
then
I
we
agree
get
with you,
into that one episode, so they're going to hit the nacelle of the Enterprise D and discover it and destroy it. And they get stuck in a loop. And they're like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, I kind of
out of
saw.
nowhere.
I kind of thought of the same thing that you did. That like, yeah, maybe they're just going to go somewhere just slightly off, like just tiny bit off. But fortunately, I'm glad they didn't go with that option.
And then Darren also mentioned before we started recording that the visual wardrobe was like, all right, every scene, more people have to be wearing Discovery uniforms. So at the end of the episode,
I said there's like a really loose memo that's just kind of floating around the Discovery. Oh, hey. If it's not inconvenient, it's okay to put your Prime Universe, stuff back on. I mean, Tilley was the longest holdout because the hair. Yeah, she eventually had her hair change after she changed her uniform. But I guess they kind of reached a point where they're like, yeah, pretty much everything's going really bad. So if people call us, that's the least of our worries that we. Or maybe it's the last directive of evil Michael or evil Lorca. So they're like, because once they found that out.
Next episode, they're going to be like, oh, God, what's going on? And I expect to see a little worker be outside putting the U back on.
I have one other nitpick issue. So Discovery's at warp, right? Well, that I can think of. That pops
By
in.
the way, can you just stop for a second? And I'm sure we've talked about it before. What do you think of, Daniel, because you always like this, what do you think of the warp effect?
Oh, I like it just fine.
Okay.
I don't know. It's
very similar to the movies.
The movies, the JJ movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm okay with it. So they're at warp, literally waiting for a signal from Michael. And
does that mean like the parking brake's on and they're like, here's the ship, and they're like, okay, we're at warp, and she gave it the message, okay, we're here now.
They're just spinning
how
around.
does that,
That's what the best thing I can come up with is they're spinning in that little area, because when they come out of warp, like not prepared to come out of warp, they just come out of warp, they're like right there. Like, right
that's
there.
true. That does kind of.
How far away were they in the first place that they were at warp for? I mean, I don't know how long we were going to say in
close enough to the other ship to get a transporter lock. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. And then we go to super warp, because if we engage the spore drive while we're at warp, we go even faster.
So I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and just lay down that there is no chief engineer.
Nope.
That Stamets is the chief engineer.
The warp drive is basically the
science
backup
officer.
Way to travel. So, I mean, do we even need a chief engineer?
It hasn't been, though, for the past...
It may be Tilley, for all I know. I don't know.
She's as a cadet. Yeah. There's no chief engineer. There's no chief medical officer.
I loved how... And again, I'm this is a make fun. I'm not really criticizing, only slightly. I'm criticizing on the square, as they say. You know, in episode 3, it's like, oh yes, here's the mushroom, or here's the spore drive center with the 10 people at their consoles helping to run it. Now we're down to it's just Tilley. Tilley's got it. She's good.
I would have laughed. I was just thinking back onto the uniform transition. So she's like totally back in her uniform, except she still has her captain insignia from the Mirror Universe. She's like, I just didn't want to give it up just yet. Go back to cadet.
Yeah, I know. That's the first time we've seen that cadet one in probably several episodes here.
We do get to see, like we were talking a little bit earlier about the Discovery crew, and we get to see Robo Lady talk some more.
Yeah, man, she was. I'm like, where has she been? Because we haven't seen her in a while.
I want to see her mirror version. They should have had the actress. Without her. Yeah, that'd be cool. And like a lot of the bridge crew, the guy, tactical guy, and lady with the guy who can't shoot straight,
the eye problem.
Yeah, that's right, tactical guy and eyebrow lady and mohawk chick. Gosh,
I like
really
all those characters. They
really
don't give enough time to them, and it's like,
Where's our Lower Decks episode? It's not in the next 2 episodes, I can tell you that.
Well, yeah, we're not getting one.
I'm glad it was a full length, because I was worried again, like at the beginning, I'm like, I just kind of hovered over the track bar, and I'm like, oh good, it's like an actual episode and not, 30 minutes of let's get out of jail. So we established, we've spent 4 episodes in the Mirror Universe. So
right.
Of the 15 of this season. So not, although I'm sure fans will remember it as the season where we spent all that time in the Mirror Universe. And it's like, well, we didn't actually spend that long.
I'm trying to remember
there.
how many DS9 episodes were in the Mirrorverse, so maybe technically...
Yeah, but that was
like
season.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
So DS9 may still have more Mirror
but
episodes.
Sequentially, yeah.
Yes. Well, if you get them all at once, whatever. So, I guess, unless you have anything about the actual episode, let's talk about the ending.
So apparently the war is going very badly for the Federation.
Yeah, it's going really bad. Like as they're watching.
Wait. Were you
map.
quoting yesterday's Enterprise?
Yeah.
Totally. I picked up on that. That's exactly what he was talking about. Yeah, that map.
So,
and Saru's like, if this map is to be believed, it's like, why would we not believe this map? I mean,
I always believe maps.
And it's like, oh.
Yeah, and then it kept like. So when
I know that map took a long time to update.
When they first
recalculating.
It was
recalculating.
Yeah. A couple of questions about this.
Look, the cartographers in the back are working as fast as they can to populate that map.
Well, they have over the largest number of science labs, Darren, so they're all doing the... Anyway.
When it first happened, when he says, we overshot by 9 months, right. I didn't know if that meant in the future or in the past. Initially.
That's what I didn't know. I'm like, please be clearer, because like a lot of crap's going on right now. So is that 9 months in the past? And then another window to save the Doctor. Another window to
or Lorca too. There'd been like lots of Lorca stuff. There could have been interesting things if they went in the past.
But basically, we lost the war. They stuck us in a really bad situation.
So they literally do the first thing that they do when they get there is they try to contact Starfleet. No response.
Get the busy signal. That's bad.
Yeah, no response. But then they get the updated maps. How is that working? Like something is.
I like how it likes to check the tactical situation, which I think is like a magic button. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, well, it's like when they go through a time travel thing and they go, reset the ship's chronometer to the nearest buoy. That's my assumption. Is you have a buoy that's transmitting that kind of stuff. They just didn't have I say the buoy system.
You know what I like to imagine? That they're
different
actually in space, like we see it on the map, but I think it's actually real. There are big Klingon symbols hanging in space when you conquer a sector, and there's big Federation
like
symbols
Risk.
or Starfleet symbols.
It's just like Risk. I was going to say that.
And so it just scans and picks those symbols off. Like, oh, okay.
I mean, the way I read it is there are beacons that are basically war beacons that are keeping all the ships communicated and all the data and status. But those are different than like hailing Starfleet Command.
Yeah, but you would still, if they have beacons, presumably they would also set those same, like whoever you ping for Starfleet Command would also have that information as well. So like they would have gotten a response, is what I'm trying to say. Even if when they said we didn't get a response, not even an automated response, and then in the next week's episode on Star Trek Discovery, they're like, oh, the Klingons have taken over 40% or whatever it was. 20%. So, I mean, if you try to contact somebody, you're going to get someone at some point. But whatever, that's fine. It's for tension. I'm not real hung up on it. It was just interesting.
And then they took a shuttle down, and suddenly these B-2 bombers. I know that's another time they went back and were in the wrong time place. But anyway,
hey, if there's Nazis showing up, we got problems. Okay, none of that.
So I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to complain, but I'm just like, okay, so we know this isn't real. I mean, like, no, I get it's real, but like we know that's not really what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know, guys, remember that time when the Klingons
if they're
had an incursion into Federation space because Kirk talked about it? Maybe I don't know. But remember, it seems like we're still at war with the Klingons in TOS time. Like, well, it's a Cold War.
Yeah.
I remember. I mean, again, TOS. You know, you can't always hang a canon continuity on TOS,
especially not from Discovery. Point of view.
but I remember, and this might be trouble with the Tribbles. Koloth, if I'm saying the correct Klingon, was like, "There's no open hostilities between us, Captain."
Right,
you know?
But remember, that's 9 years from the point that Discovery's in right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
so they wrap everything up.
I guess that this could be legit. I don't know. I feel like we would have heard something about it. But okay, fine. I wouldn't have a problem with it. But what I assume is it's going to be more time travel shenanigans at this point.
Yeah, I'm seeing magic reset
to
button.
Think back on like X and R and timeline, wasn't there a 4-year like Klingon war? Like that could be this.
Well, that's what we've been dealing with. I mean, that's no different than what we've already been dealing with. I feel like I guess they could just be raising the stakes, and that's fine. I'm not really upset about it. But
I hope they don't do a reset button. But I don't kind of see how they would, because the only way you could do that is with the magical sport drive, and they don't have any spores left.
Yeah, they have to, because they have to use up their spores or whatever.
But they already did.
Network. No, but they're all floating around on Tilley's uniform.
Okay, that is true.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
That is true. We had the magical green
that?
spore absorbed into Tilley. We know that's going to come into play somehow.
Why? I mean, look, you know what? It may be fine. It may be the best story ever. I'm sorry to be such a negative Nelly, but I'm just like, can we have something straightforward? I mean, and then maybe that's just my '90s Star Trek thinking. But I'm just like,
there's a show for you. It's called The Orville, and
I guess
that's if you want '90s Star Trek. That is pretty much.
I'm just like, do we need to plant something? Literally, in this case, every episode. I don't know. So.
Yeah, the problem isn't. The ongoing storyline is not the problem. It's the fact that they feel the need to mislead and misdirect us. It's twists for twists' sake at this point, and I think that's why it doesn't feel like Star Trek a lot of the time, because it doesn't.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, exactly. They're Shyamalaning Star Trek, and just to do it, not for any real purpose. Right. Because every single time we see a twist, they undo it in some way, or they change it significantly.
I mean, there's two ways to do it. You do it either where your audience knows more than your characters, which can be very dramatic because you know for sure that Lorca's mirror, but they don't know. Like, it's okay for your audience to know something like that, or like Ash's Vok. It's okay to establish that to your audience before your characters realize it. That it creates a different kind of tension. It's the fear of, more, the danger more than the heroes do. Then there's the opposite.
Dramatic irony.
Yeah, then you have the opposite, which is where the characters know more than you, or you don't know until the characters know.
Tend to think is better. I think writers should not be afraid to write ahead of your audience, because you're assuming your audience is smart. And I mean, I'm not saying Discovery writers don't think through it, but I'm just saying West Wing, just because that's what I'm listening to a lot or watching a lot. West Wing sometimes will Sorkin writes ahead of this audience sometimes, and it's up to you to catch up, which I always think is nice. I mean, he doesn't do it all the time, but anyway, but he does it a lot. So that's just a difference between heavy foreshadowing, twist, whatever.
It also makes you mistrust everything you learn. Like every new thing that we learn about Discovery, I don't believe.
Like we don't even believe Lorca's dead. I mean,
yeah, like you guys didn't believe that, and he disintegrated in front of your face, and you don't
into the mycelial sun. I mean,
and that's the thing. Like even the basic premise of Discovery,
he wasn't vaporized. That's the only way you kill people for real.
It's sort of like, they killed Captain America in the comics. Sure, he's totally dead, guys. Yeah.
Even the basic premise of Discovery, we know to be something that doesn't exist in Star Trek. So we're kind of primed to distrust what's happening. And the writers aren't making it any easy. Like this sort of like, trust us, trust, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There's some awesome twist coming. You're doing twists all the time. How do we know which one you're talking about?
Well, and the same thing now is the big twist, Jojo. Is it that she's now in our universe? Are we ever going to trust her? No, we're never going to trust her because
I don't trust.
Honestly, if they made it at the end story where somehow she turned good, it would be dumb.
No.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. I can't forgive I mean, she's an evil emperor.
Yeah, she's probably had billions of people executed under her watch. Like, there's you can't redeem that character. Why? So, anyways, yeah, this is we kind of come back to this. It seems pretty frequently, but it's good to talk about it because this is how Star Trek is now, and it may be an adjustment for a lot of us, I guess, but it's frustrating.
I don't know. I really don't know if we should do predictions because obviously why? I mean, because we're not trying to whatever. But so next episode, we're now in the hand quote future, the totally real future that we're going to be in from now on. Will never change or go back. We're just going to live 9 months in the future. That's happened. Also, where's the other discovery from the Mirror Universe? We won't talk about it. So the two people we see in the promo is the Admiral. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name for a second. But the Admiral and Sarah.
Cornwall, yeah.
By the way, how's she going to react to the Gabriel news? But anyway.
Hey, just get ahead of these writers. 9 months is awfully specific.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh,
dear Lord.
Just saying.
Man.
Just saying.
Wow.
Not saying, but just saying a little bit. No, God, please don't do that. Please
Are you saying
don't.
that Admiral is now a mother?
She may be.
Oh,
Does the
dear
baby
Lord.
have a goatee? Is that...
Hey, that would actually. You know what? You know what would be a great twist that the Discovery writers could, if they gave Prime Lorca a goatee instead of Mirror Lorca.
That would be
You know what, guys? I just thought about it. So she has the baby, and due to the Mushroom Network, Lorca is now planted inside the baby's mind.
God.
Oh my God! It's gonna grow up
boss
to be
baby.
Mirror Lorca.
No, it's a boss
God,
baby.
don't
No.
do that. Don't do that.
Oh,
We should not give these people more ammunition.
no.
They do not need it.
whatever. It's fine. It is fine. But I sort of laughed at the promo. I'm like, oh look, the only two people that showed up are the only two people we know.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
how did that
so I'm
happen?
going to make a prediction that
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
I don't
Two
think,
episodes left,
I
guys.
don't think we're going to hit the time reset button because Discovery seems to often deal with. I mean, like if they're not going to, I really don't think they're going to do it. I think the only reason they pushed us 9 months into the future is to basically undo the ability of knowing the warp, the cloak signature actually helping the Federation. I mean, it may still help them a little bit, but it's like, but they're in a much worse situation now than they were 9 months ago. So I feel that, because basically, if you think about it, the going forward 9 months, that's basically now, if they had come right back in the exact same time, then it basically would have negated any of the evilness of what Lorca was trying to do, because of the end result was positive. But by going 9 months into the future and worse things have happened, now all of the side mission into the Mirror Universe has really cost them. And the end result is a negative. I don't think they're going to reset the... I mean, if they did, I guess they could either do that 9 months or they could do all the way back to, like, the Binary Stars battle. But then that's even dumber because that would negate the entire season. And I don't think they're even that stupid.
Well, let's not say stupid. Let's just say...
No, that would be
Short-sighted.
stupid to do.
Short-sighted.
No, I don't think
Yes.
we need to... Yeah.
If they make decisions...
But I'm saying that they don't. No, I'm saying we don't do a time reset button. I think it's just it was made to make it harder on our characters.
Okay. So the next episode is the War Without, the War Within. They're teasing us that Georgiou will be used for her evil knowledge, because that's definitely who you want to go with.
And we haven't seen Vok. We haven't seen Ash Vok at all this last episode at all.
Right.
I wonder why.
Yeah. But anyway, so Laurel's going to show up, though, because she was in the promo. So presumably she'll show up for more than 2 seconds. And presumably Ash Vok will then, because one would think, if you're going to show Laurel and you're not going to show...
Well, only one of them, right? Because one of them died.
Now, I mean, and I'm going to throw out an American parallel. So, like, we used former Nazis to help build the atom bomb in the U.S., right? Right. Okay. Or escaped, So, hands not always clean. So, I mean, the war, using Giorgio is not unprecedented as a concept. Using the evil person for their knowledge because they're doing it quote unquote for the good.
But that goes against the whole, like, I mean, if in the mirror universe, surrounded by evil, the Discovery still chose the higher path and the better decisions, how is Starfleet supposed to abandon its morals in the Prime universe just because they have an evil emperor?
Did you watch DS9?
Hang on. And we do this sometimes, but I also think that Giorgio, doesn't have any sort of anything that would make her useful or valuable in any way. Why would she?
She'll be like, nerve gas. Have you tried that?
Yeah, it's
like, well,
no.
No.
I mean,
I have
it's like
people for these things.
She's like one person, and in a universe of zillions and zillions of creatures, what? Okay, she was emperor, I guess, but what? So what? What does that mean? Like, she doesn't even understand the politics of the situation or anything. I don't know. It just makes no sense to me, like, why she would be useful in that situation at all.
Well, we'll find.
She does know how to kill Klingons.
Well, I hate to go back, but does Lorca's whole behavior and mission in the Prime Universe make sense? Like, he adopted, Captain Lorca, whatever. He got the Discovery, for whatever. I mean, well, not for whatever reason. Obviously, he, I guess, pulled strings. I don't know what we're supposed to believe that how he did it to get on the mushroom, powered ship. But whatever. But anyway, but he's all like, super, we need to fight the Klingons. But why? Why was he so other than he just likes war? I mean, that could be the answer. I'm just going to spend some time twiddling my thumbs killing the Klingons until I come up with how to use this drive for my benefit.
Well, wait, the battle with the destruction of the Baran happens after the beginning of the Klingon War, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So they're already at war. He comes over, and then he finds out information about the Discovery, and then he maneuvers himself into becoming its captain, and then also maneuvers Michael onto the ship.
Hey, why? Why, though?
Why Michael?
Yeah.
Because he's in love with her?
I know he likes Michael, but okay, so
and he lost his Michael on his side.
Well, no.
Because we're led to believe that he believes Prime people have mirror skills. Like, in other words, Commander Landry. He's like, I remember her. She'll be good because I know she's good. And, Burnham, I got to find Burnham. She's good, so I'm sure she'll have the same potential skills. So he was sort of, I'm not saying it's the greatest
I got the
plan,
feeling that he assumed that Mirror Burnham is dead. I'm not saying it's confirmed, but I believe that he feels that his Burnham is dead.
Did he ever say that outright? Or I don't.
When he's talking to Michael a lot, and he's basically laying out his plan that he's like, I want you to be. He's like, she was good, but you're better.
But he did say she was better. So why even bother going for old Michael at that point?
Well, and if we remember the last episode,
for old Michael, yeah.
Lorca's motto is "Someone better always comes along."
No, I think Discovery has been suspiciously silent on three things in the Mirror universe: the Mirror Discovery, Mirror Burnham, and Prime Lorca. I'm half expecting them to just show up in the middle of the final episode in the battle to save the day. Like, just a new Discovery pops into just because we haven't heard anything about it, and there's no way that they're going to just leave them untouched. At some point, we will see them, if it's a flashback or whatever. But
so next episode is The War Without, The War Within, and after that, we have the season finale. Ooh. Will You Take My Hand? We know there's going to be season 2.
We know there's going to be a cliffhanger, right? I mean, there's going to be a cliffhanger.
100%. There's 100%. They will not tie a bow. Now, I don't know what.
I'm not saying it's not going to be like mid-season. Mid-season can get away with something because it's only a couple of months, but like,
haven't they indicated the Klingon stuff will be done after this season?
That's what they said.
Yeah, I see that. I definitely see that happening. I do see like a tidy little bow on that storyline.
But there's going to be a new
storyline. And then
they'll tease something.
It's going to be like the mid-season finale where, we solved everything. Oh, wait, where the hell are we now?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's something like that.
It's in the Mirror universe, and everyone's just like,
I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
Doc Brown shows up. Marty, we gotta go back to the mirror universe.
Tilley will quantum leap or something because she's whatever. And
she's been chosen by the spore.
Or they'll be like, we're being hailed by the Enterprise or something crazy like that.
And then they say, answer hail, and then it goes to the credits.
Yeah.
And everyone's pissed.
Discovery will return.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, well, that's it. That's what's past as prologue. So, Darren, if people want to talk to you about your mirror counterpart's location, where can they find you?
I can neither confirm or deny the location of my mirror counterpoint. Maybe because I am them. But they can also find me on Twitter and Twitch and Instagram under Dr. Sci-Fi, DRSCIFI.
And Daniel, if people have any troubleshooting questions about their mushroom network, where can they reach you?
Just turn it off and on again.
That's exactly right. That's step number one. You can find me on Mirror Twitter. Twitter, your Twitter, at OneUpDan. That's the number one, not the word.
And if people want to know what I'm doing 9 months from now, they can reach me on Twitter at handle at NCPublicServant. So, as we said, next week we'll be tackling The War Without, The War Within, Lucky Episode 14, the penultimate episode.
They can't all be lucky, Phillip. It's just number
season 1.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm Phillip Gilfus.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Daniel LaPrue.
Stranded here on City Alpha 3 Prime.
Come!